Good morning, friends. It's Nancy, and I have another journal here that I was working on during my vacation that I want to share with you. So this is another TN Traveler's Notebook style, slightly bigger than a traditional TN. So it's 9 inches by 8.25-ish. I've just got it closed with a piece of sari silk. There's a lot to go through, so let's just get started. So I'll give you a little closer look at the top here. This image is cut from a 19th century book. I can't remember what year it was. I chose it because of the color. It's a book that I had on my shelf. I have layered it on some fabric, some music page, add some messy thread and a button down here, and a little fussy cut, and a couple of sequins and beads. This journal is heavily influenced by Luna Razu, who I have been a huge fan of for years. Never quit expecting that I could do something as great as her work, but I think I did a pretty good job. If you aren't familiar with Sheena, her name's Sheena. She uses a lot of fabric and genuine ephemera, a lot of sequins. So I've also got some fabric down here. This was torn from an antique christening gown, which was torn and stained beyond repair. So I was happy to bring it home and start adding it to my journals. The paper is, I can't remember. Could be Kaisercraft. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's the back. So I sort of was going for a theme of jeweled toned florals. Let's just get into it, okay? So the first page here, there's a tuck spot. I made this little tag from a 1917 calendar. Did a little bit of collage with some scraps of paper down here. Yeah. I have added a envelope here and this tuck spot. Again, lots of collagey bits. I reinforced the spine with some dictionary. This is a music page, but I covered it in this fabric. This wax seal actually came out of a book, and I went over it with a little bit of gold paint to give it a little glimmer. This side, again, we've got some collaging going on. Made this little tag. Here I added a piece of trim, well, a hunk of fabric. I bought a cushion that was sort of a patchwork of highly decorated fabrics. I don't want to say they're sari. I don't want to say they're I don't know. We'll figure it out. This envelope is from 1890. In here is part of an invoice from 1891. This envelope flips open. And here's another little tag. Yeah, there you go. This is a label. Somebody sent it to me. I can't remember who sent it to me. It was bright. It has a rose on it. I sanded it, inked it up, slapped it down. And then I thought, ooh, that's still a little much. So I put some tea-dyed tissue over top of it. So here's some more of that trim. This side, I hand stitched these sequins on because it just wasn't bling enough. Book page. Here I have a genuine postcard from 1919. Made a little collage on this side with fabric and a photo. This is a 1930 envelope. You can tuck things in there or open it up, use it for journaling space. There's another envelope here. And I made this little collage by doing some, this is from an old magazine, this piece of paper, some watercolors. And then on this fussy cut flower. This is a pattern for flowers from a Petty Point pattern. This is an interesting book I just got when I was on the 50-mile yard sale. I'll show you the other side and you'll get a better look at it. I just added this piece of a letter just to, zhuzh it up a bit, and fussy cut fan down here. So this was a spelling exercise book, and you would spell your words. I think the book was 1872 or something like that. Really old, but the paper is fantastic. When we get to the back side, you'll see where there's actually some handwriting on it. This is a very old invoice. The date is on the other side, of course. Made this pocket from a piece from an 1870s magazine. So it shows this crochet. And then, a few more little bits and pieces down there. Have a really bright and gilded postcard. 1916. And then there's a letter here. I think this is 1930. 1925. Just added a piece of a book page there. Some more fabric and lace, a little pin. This is a postcard, 1909. think this is 1920s. We'll see. Another flip out. And some beaded fabric. Again, did some collage here with some old papers, a little bit of lace. This I made from book page, fussy cuts, some old paper. This was book page. I just put some book page on the back. Lots of pockets. The lace comes around the corner. Made this little tuck spot. That's book page. Some of that fabric. This is a notice about a recitation from 1884. This letter is from 1943, but I opened it right around up and stitched around it, so it can be used for journaling. This page came from an old seed catalog, like 1890s. And to widen it, I added a piece of book page from an 1891 book. Can't remember what it was called. So that's the back of that seed catalog. Tea-dyed paper. Added this little bit of ribbon. This is a 1944 envelope. And I just glued it to the flap of this tea-dyed paper. Made a tag out of some scrapbook paper. Opens up. I stamped some flowers here. This is a 1889 trade card for pansies. This is a tea-dyed book page. It just flips up so you can do some journaling underneath. Little bit of collage here. On this side, I made this little paper bag out of Amazon packaging paper that they put in. This is a scrap from some sort of invoice from 1917. I think this little image would have been one that would have been given at Sunday school. Recently, I've seen a lot of little booklets that had pictures. You would put pictures in to indicate your attendance at Sunday school. Inside the little baggie, I have this photo. Appears to be all women. This came from 1888 seed catalog. Postmark here. Here's some more of that collage. This is actually the front of an envelope from the 1890s. Tea-dyed paper. And I've added this little tuck spot. This is another one of those little cards that I was talking about that you would have got from Sunday school. I thought I made this a tuck spot, but I guess I didn't. Just a tag I made. Some fabric. This advertisement came from an 1890s magazine for perfumes. Perfumes made from flowers in the land of flowers. There's a vintage envelope. Here's another letter. There's the other side of that seed catalog. Oh my goodness. This is scrapbook paper that I tea-dyed. This is this is a ticket from World War II to get gasoline, because of course gas was one of the things that was rationed. Here's the back of that, or the front of that scrapbook paper. I just added this little invoice here. I made this tag. This is a Tim Holtz bit. I just added this little torn piece from a calling card. Oh, I forgot to show you the music paper. Well, not that I forgot to show you, but I forgot to point out. It's called Build a World in the Heart of a Rose. We're going for a whole floral thing out here. Tea-dyed paper. So there's some more of that christening gown there. Some netting with some crochet. This is the front of that calling card. So this was one of those Victorian ones where the picture covers the name and you flip up the picture. Well, this one I carefully removed the front of it so I could put it on this invoice. And now we can see it was 1925, that invoice. Here's a picture here of this little girl in a garden. And there's a rose there. You can see there's roses behind her. It was kind of curly, so I took a piece of book page and firmed it up, straightened it up with the book page. And the book was owned by John W. Shurter, April 1st, 1876. And on this side, done another little collage here. This was a postcard, but somebody had trimmed it, so I trimmed it some more just to straighten it up, and I put some vintage book page on top, so it would give you a place to journal and make it a little more acceptable because it was trimmed. Tea-dyed paper. There's the other side of that invoice. Did a little tuck spot here with some, this is old encyclopedia. This is a bus ticket from the UK. And this is the inside of an envelope, and it says that it was manufactured in England, but it was backwards. 1887, maybe? This is a page from an encyclopedia, and I've just reinforced the folds with some paper, and I folded it crooked so that you could see it was a page to take out. Oh, and it's showing the evolution. Oh, no. Primitive flower structures in the buttercups, and then how flowers sort of evolved to something a little more not primitive. So here's some of that spelling book here. Here's the back of that envelope. 1924. Here I took some fabric and I put a little piece of plastic, you know, like packaging, the plastic bag packaging that a lot of our supplies come in. I stitched these sequins on and made this card by collaging some papers together, and it just slips in there. I like all the blues and greens. Book page. This is an old postcard, 1908. This flips open, and these two things were attached on this side, but I took paper clip off. So this is a postcard. I can't figure out what the date is on it. So it's German. I like this well, it's not an illustration. What do you call that? It's pretty. Let's just call it pretty, okay? So I think this is a French statue, maybe? Anyway, it was sent to Herr Zogel in Berlin. Here's a little, I believe this is a trade card, but I don't know what it was advertising. I just chose it because it has flowers and gold. Get everybody pinned on again. Music page. I just added some gold paint here and tore the word roses out of a book. This here is a little booklet, The Roses of the Rosary. And I added a little paper in there for some journaling, and gives you some information here about you could ask the Dominican nuns to have a novena said for you to address your particular needs. And there's a little pocket here. Stick your little items in. Did a little collage here. These two pieces came from an old envelope from the First World War. And underneath the tape, I don't know if you can read it or not, it says, "I love you." Did a little more collaging up here. And that is that. So if you are seeing this flip through, this has been offered in my Etsy shop for sale. You can follow the link down below to go and see if this is something that you'd like to add to your collection. And thanks for hanging out. If you enjoyed this video, would you please take a minute to either hit the like button or stick an emoji in a comment? I'm just trying to get a little more activity going, so YouTube will help me. Help me, YouTube. To grow the channel a bit. As I mentioned last week, my views are down a bit, down a lot. Thanks so much. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.